Yes, you guys, welcome back. I'm in the FC. This is Blue Line CV, and today I'm here to bring you guys a player ratings video after that ridiculously easy win over Manchester United today that takes us through to the final of this year's FA Cup against Arsenal. Now, after seeing this performance tonight, this gives me even more confidence that we can get this result against Arsenal and we can potentially get our first silverware for this season, which is honestly such a monumental effort for this team for this season. I mean, to consider that we lost Eden Hazard, we've lost key players as well. Lampard's had to blood so many different academy grads, and what's been particularly impressive is how they played such an important and decisive part for our successes this season. So honestly, this is such a proud win for the club. We deserve this win against Manchester United today. We've been utterly dominant against them in so many previous games. So today, luck was finally on our side, and it does feel kind of good, I'm not going to lie. But before I continue on, quickly let you know that yes, if you are planning on making any purchases for any new home season kits or the new home training selection as well, once you do, you get access to my discount code, which is Nini10, to get a further 10% off your final order. So if you guys are planning on buying something, you'll find all the details in the description. And of course, one more quick thing, you guys, if you are still happy with this win today, if you're happy we are through to the final of the FA Cup, and if you think we can beat Arsenal and win the FA Cup too, smash that like button. I'm going to be ambitious and I'm going to go for 3,000 likes for today's video. So hopefully you guys can come through. And without wasting any more time, we start with the first player today, and that's Olivier Giroud. Now, as I'm constantly saying every single time, you guys, I take back every single bad thing I've said about Giroud before. I've said countlessly that he's been the one player that's really surprised me. He's been such a great signing for us. And the reason why he's made me eat my very own words is due to performances like this. Now today, wow, when I tell you that he completely schooled Harry Maguire today, I mean, he completely schooled him. Maguire looked lost. He didn't know whether to get close, to stand off. Physically, he was no match. He was constantly getting knocked to the floor. And it's no surprise in that sense because Giroud is like 6'3", 6'4". He's built. He's huge. His upper body is absolutely ridiculous. And today, he was the perfect focal point that this team needed up front. Now, he scored a great goal, a deserved goal, and his intelligence to create that space for himself, making that near post run and that deft finish as well, thing of beauty. The thing that really impressed me the most though about Giroud was his application, his work rate, and his willingness to track back. I mean, there was countless times I saw him in our own half. We fully had 11 men behind the books, and Giroud was one of the key reasons behind the success. Ridiculous performance today. Giroud's going to score an 8.5 out of 10. Now, I'm going to do things differently, and I'm going to score Mason Mount and Willian together because they're both going to get the same score. The reason for this is that both players were one of the key reasons behind the tactical success over Manchester United. They had crucial roles in the offensive phase and also in the defensive phase, but they had to come back to make a full midfield. Their excellent pressing and work rate the entire game was on a different level, you guys. Countless times, Willian and Mason Mount won those balls in midfield for Manchester United, and it was from winning those balls that helped kickstart those attacks that led to goals. They set the precedent offensively, defensively, the way they shielded the ball, the way they created opportunities as well. Willian played that crucial part for the first goal, where his nice bit of play on that right hand side released Azpilicueta, who then had a very easy job to put in a great cross for Olivier Giroud. And with Mason Mount obviously winning that ball back in midfield and taking that quick shot against the hair, that led to the moment making this game 2-0. And if it wasn't for these two players, if we used different players in this position, I don't think our success would have been exactly the same. So for today's game, I'm going to score Mason Mount and Willian an 8 out of 10. This now takes us nicely into midfield, and we now speak about Mateo Kovacic. Honestly, he's one of the most aesthetically pleasing football players in world football right now. I mean, whenever he plays a game on like a different level. His composure is a thing of just like utter beauty. The way he's able to constantly create that space for himself, it feels like Kovacic constantly has a yard extra space. He's constantly thinking he's a step ahead, and with how the player thinks, with how that combines both of his technical abilities, his dribbling abilities, this creates moments of absolute beauty. Throughout the entire game today, Man United could do absolutely nothing against him. He was constantly kick-starting defence into attack. His press resistance, his skill was a thing of beauty, and he really just controlled that midfield today. Now, he did make a few mistakes, giving away some sloppy free kicks where, we've seen countless times before Man United profiting from these very same moments. So that was the only disappointing thing. But today, Kovacic was very good. Big game performance, one of his best midfield performances of the season. I'm going to score Mateo Kovacic an 8 out of 10. Now to complete the midfield, we now move on to Jorginho, and today, I feel like Jorginho could really do everything that he wanted to do. Now, he didn't really play as many forward passes. I don't think he had to in this system today. I think he was tasked with playing that ball quickly in the wide areas to help find the fullbacks and the spare men out wide. So in that sense, Jorginho, his positioning was good, defensively was sound, and he constantly kept that ball ticking time and time again. This was a standard performance. This was a good performance, and I think Jorginho definitely needed a performance like this after his 2 recent nightmares in the past 2 games. So for today's game, I'm going to score Jorginho a 7 out of 10. Now is the best time to move on to the wing back, starting with Reece James down the right hand side. And today, Reece James put in a very professional, very solid, top quality performance today. When he plays the game, you get the impression that he's been playing Premier League football for at least 4 or 5 seasons. He looks so accomplished, he looks so confident, he looks so at ease. Like, this is comfortably the player's level. Today against Manchester United, his use of the ball was terrific. His ability to hold the ball, maintain possession too. Reece James doesn't give the ball away. And when you mix that professional solidity with his defensive game, his build-up phase game, and his attacking game as well, because he put in some very dangerous crosses. And let's not forget him testing De Gea from like 25 yards from outside the box too. Reece James showed the levels between him and Brandon Williams down that right-hand side. So I was so impressed with Reece. And as I've been saying for a while, I feel like some of the criticism about his recent performances haven't been as fair, because Reece, even though it has been difficult, he's still stood up and played well once the game is finished. So for today's game, I'm going to score Reece James a 7.5 out of 10. And this now takes us down to the left-hand side, and that is Marcos Alonso. Now, as we all know already, you guys, Marcos Alonso suits playing in a wing-back system to a T. The reason why he plays so well as a wing-back compared to a full-back is because he does have extra defensive support behind him. As we saw in the game when Zuma played a really good cross-field pass to Alonso down that left-hand side, Alonso just about got on the end of things, but didn't necessarily have that ridiculous pace that you prefer down that side to fully take advantage of moments like that. So, other than that moment, I thought Alonso was good. He was solid, he was competitive as well. He felt confident going forward. I felt that his build-up phase game today was very good too. And I liked how he was constantly finding the, right times to move into the spaces. And he caused Wan-Bissaka quite a lot of issues as well. Defensively, Alonso was on point. He was alert. He was constantly going out wide to press his man. And, the wing-backs had to be on point today because they had a task to really, stifle the United attacking threat down the flanks. So, good performance from Marcus. I'm going to score him a 7 out of 10. Now we take things to our defense, starting down the right-hand side, and that's Azpilicueta. Now, his ball he put in today, very exceptional cross. And as I stressed in the match review, we've been seeing this quality consistently from Azpilicueta since the restart. I feel like he's really stepped up his crossing game. I'm seeing different variations. I'm seeing the right techniques used down that side too. And, it was the timing of Aspi's late arrivals inside United's half. We saw the skill set with Antonio Conte, where Aspi was regularly making those late man runs in midfield, where he had time and space in the half space to play any type of cross he wanted for Morata. So it was nice that Lampard utilised that skill that Aspi does have. And from the start, Aspi was on it, defensively, offensively. He has been one of our best players since the restart. I'm going to score Azpilicueta a 7.5 out of 10. We now move on to Kurt Zouma, and I personally felt like he was our best defender today. I think his performance highlighted for me why he's probably our best defender at the club right now. You just feel so confident that Zouma is going to handle and deal with any situation that comes his way. Positionally, he was constantly mopping up that danger. On the ball, he was moving that ball quickly. He was playing some great passes from deep as well, kick-starting those attacks. And, what I liked too was Zuma's timing of when to leave his defensive line to help, stop Bruno Fernandes or stop United players between the lines. So, it really just demonstrates Zuma's understanding of the game, his reading of the game as well, and I feel like it's been this aspect of Zuma's game that doesn't get enough credit. I constantly see Zuma in the right positions, and it doesn't surprise me because let's not forget he's played alongside John Terry for how many seasons. So for me, I'm going to be scoring Kurt Zouma an 8 out of 10. Now to complete the back three, we end things with Antonio Rudiger, and today Rudiger was very solid, and it's the type of solid that I wish I could see from the player more often. I'm going to keep things very real. Rudiger deserved the goal he scored today. I was a bit surprised to see him on the score sheet, but he was confident enough to get in those positions, and I think him in particular, he really prospers playing in a back three when he has that defensive covering behind him. That way, Rudiger's natural instincts to, close the ball down, to play tight to his man, they really benefit you in games like this, where in a sense, he was really bullying a lot of these United attacking players. Rudiger was solid, Rudiger was good. I'm going to give him a score of 7.5 out of 10. Now to complete the lineup, we end things with Caballero, and Caballero barely had anything to do. The few times he had to do something, I thought his quality was evident. In particular, that save against Bruno Fernandes from the free kick was very good. I thought that he was confident leaving his possession, leaving his box to help close down balls, especially when we saw that threat in behind from Dan James. Great goalkeeper in that sense, and his distribution was the thing in particular that really impressed me. In particular, this one absolutely sexy, beautiful pass he played on the half volley, cushioned beautifully, and it's the type of distribution I thought we were getting when we signed Kepa. I'm going to score Caballero a 7.5 out of 10. Now, I'm not going to delve too much with the subs because they didn't get too many minutes. By the time they came on, the game was basically in our favour, so they're all going to score a standard NA, basically 6 out of 10 for their involvement. But to end things, we end things with our manager and Super Frankie Lampard. What score is he going to get today for his unreal tactical performance against Solskjaer? I feel like this was a 10 out of 10. Honestly, I just think the manner in which we dominated, it wasn't just finding the advantages against Man United. It wasn't the fact that we created effective attacks too. It was how we stopped United basically doing absolutely anything. They were constantly losing the ball from defence, constantly losing the ball from midfield, and constantly losing the ball from attack too. This is a Man United team in amazing form right now. They are absolutely hot, and we stopped every single threat due to the tactical genius that is Frank Lampard and his coaching team. Inspired, I feel like I'm going to speak about his tactics in more detail in tomorrow's video, where I'm going to use my, my little software tool as well to really demonstrate to you, just how significant his tactical plannings were against United. Because honestly, you guys, I was utterly impressed, and it's what I've been saying every single time. Lampard knows how to play against the big boys. He knows how to find the game plans and solutions, and when he does, we win the right way, the positive way, and the best way too. So for me, Lampard does deserve his 10 out of 10, and on that note, that was the ratings for today's game. I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lions TV. Come on you Blues, I'll see you guys later with some more videos. Peace.